Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. We are now ready to make our way up to Varnhold. We got a letter a while ago from Mager Varn asking us to visit him. So we're finally going to do that. We don't know the way there. Probably here is the right call. I'm pretty sure we can cross that route. We've been there before, but we were stopped by bandits on the way, as I recall, and they had to then escort us the rest of the way.
Can wait.
Time to get some rest, isn't it?
You guys are fine.
Why don't we set up camp?
Okay, everyone's tired now, and we're getting an encounter. Just as we turned towards Varnhold, we ran into a patrol again. We exchanged the usual pleasantries, and they offered to accompany us to the city. Baroness took the opportunity to learn the reason for such caution, agreed to let the guards escort us, or turned back and returned to the Baroness's lands. Let's learn the reason. Bandits, your grace, one of the guards muttered. All sorts of rabble make their way here from Restov. We don't get a moment's peace. The river and roads are crawling with their lot. Until we clear them out, we thought it best to patrol the tracks and the river. But we're not here to hold you up with that. We'll be happy to accompany you on your journey to Varnhold. Okay. So we get escorted again. It's odd that they're having us be escorted each time, so we can't just walk there ourselves.
More strength.
We should gather our strength.
Okay, we are fatigued. Perhaps I should camp. But we're already here, and I'd rather just talk to Mager Varn. You were the Varn's advisor, right? I thought. Above the entrance to the tavern hangs a brightly painted plaque depicting a horse with a fish tail in place of its hind legs.
I'm there.
Northeast Restov, across the river Varnhold Fort, northwest Mountain Pass, 12 miles. Water near the bank is teeming with fish darting about among the algae. So is this the way to the fort? I suppose.
I do what I must.
It is an honor to greet you, your grace. The fort's walls are made of thick logs, the top sharpened into spikes. How do we actually meet with Mager Varn? I assume he's probably in town still, because that's where we met him last time. I don't remember where he was in town.
I'm off.
But he was talking to a random shopkeeper, I think. There you are. You're bleeding me dry. Lower the price. You were having the same conversation last time. A pleasure to see you again, Baroness. And my respect to you, lady. Varn stops when Valerie, upon hearing his voice, turns around. Please have the decency not to stare at me, sir. My apologies. I meant no offense. Apology accepted. Valerie looks away. I'll just say nothing. Mager awkwardly shifts from foot to foot and clears his throat. Valerie sneaks a guilty look at you and Mager. Forgive me, lady, sir. I am a touch moody today. I just couldn't help not paying a visit, especially after your invitation. Look at this from another perspective, my friend. This is a chance to survey your eastern borders and make sure you've got no one but allies here. It's better to see for yourself than to rely on my words alone, am I right? Is there nothing else here? Who else are you allied with? Mager narrows his eyes at you, then nods, cutting the chase, eh? Very well. We have more in common than you'd think. Hear the truth, I don't trust those who sit in the north. They send fellows like us out to do all the dirty work. You and I share this frontier, Melandra, and I'd rather bet on our mutual interest as neighbors than on the distant sword lords and their like. I see life in Varnhold is in full swing. Much remains to be done. What you see is just the beginning. Varnhold is a shining future. Just you wait. By next year, we'll be building a track to your capital, establish river trade with Rostov. Right now, Dunsword is not particularly welcoming, but I aim to change that. As soon as we get a foothold here, we'll begin clearing the land of creatures, monsters, and Spriggans alike. The people must feel safe. So Dunsword, is that the actual name of your region? Planning future conquests, are you? Yeah. Okay, you have my respects, Mager, but I have to leave. You invite us here just to... Okay. I assumed you were asking us to come because there was something new or interesting to do here. But I guess not. Weird. Yeah, and we've already wandered around and talked to everyone. Hello, random priest. I assume we've talked to you too. Yeah. Okay. Well. Turns out Varnhold didn't have anything terribly exciting to go see. I probably wasn't supposed to see him before, and so that letter was probably the invitation for me to come here for the first time. But since we'd already been here, the letter just feels sort of pointless, and our visit here seems pointless. I don't know. Seems odd. But we're here now.
Oh, time to get some rest, isn't it?
And yeah, they again kicked us out of their land. So, yeah, not sure how we go about... Dunsword is the region next to him. Yeah, not sure how we go about exploring more in this area. Well, we do need to camp, so we can take care of that now. Actually, you are better at cooking. Not that cooking particularly matters.
Pointless worldly vanity. They'd be better off spending their short lives accepting the end with dignity.
I think, most honorable harem, that your dreams of death are like a child, dreaming of becoming an adult and having candy before dinner. Sweet, silly hopes that pass with time.
Okay, camouflage failed. That's fine. We got our full rest anyway. Let's see if we can find our way up here at all. Nope. No, so we are just not able to actually go into Varnhold at all. Or over to Dunsword. Okay. And we also can't explore down here at all, even though that is my land. Weird. Well, we do seem to have more kingdom events going on, so let's check that out. Probably resolving this event. Nope, that event's still going. Citizens are concerned about their safety. They wish to raise funds to build fortifications around their villages. I'm not opposed to that. Military or treasure? Or economy, rather. You guys are pretty equivalent. We need more military. So yeah, castle. Give it a shot. I'm wondering if we go down here, if that's a way to get a bit more exploration of this region. It's a bit out of the way. But I don't have any other pressing matters to look into. Oh, we don't really have a way to get down there. Ah, Bakken now has his alchemy spot. Excellent. Did that accomplish anything? An advisor wants to discuss an urgent matter that concerns the barony's future. Back at our throne room. So we might head that way anyway.
Time to get some rest, isn't it?
You're fine.
Why don't we set up camp?
We're almost home. Alright, let's head on in. We'll go to the throne room, see what this new advisor wants to say. Not new advisor, it's the high priest, so it's going to be Jod.
We should gather our strength. Can wait.
Jod nibbles his mustache, annoyed. Oh, these stolen lands, they're a breeding ground for filth. No sooner have I dealt with one crisis, but another is on its way. This time, a preacher of a religion that no one's ever heard has ventured onto your lands. I mean, that's fine. People say that this priest speaks of some speakers of the depths. It's the first time I'm hearing any of this. But the name alone says you shouldn't expect anything good from them. But alas, not all our people are as reasonable as you and I. The preacher has already gathered his first followers. Your Grace, I beg you, please decide what we are to do with him. If you ask me, I say we should run him off with a pitchfork. I've never heard of these speakers of the depths. Who are they? The priest ponders. I know many gods. Some of them show favor to mortals, some show wrath. But some want nothing to do with the peoples of Golarion. The speakers of the depths may be of this sort. Who knows? All the more reason to prevent your subjects' heads to be filled with this rubbish. I mean, I'm disappointed in you, Jod, that you haven't done any investigating. Because it's like, I don't want to make a decision to run someone off when I know nothing about them. If you had learned about them and said, this is their beliefs, this is what they're focusing on, blah, 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 then I could make a real choice. But as it is, it's like, run someone off just because I don't know them. It's like, are you going to run off everyone who's not an Erastil follower soon enough? I allow this preacher and to profess his faith on my land. I'm not against it. Raises divine, lowers loyalty and stability. I forbid the preacher to fill my subjects' heads with rubbish, throw them out. Builds loyalty and stability. Or neutral evil, I demand the preacher to be executed, make an example for the others. Community and stability go up. Wish I could see the numbers. But as it is, you haven't given me an actual reason to get rid of him. That's where it's at. Like, I don't know enough about him, and I'm not going to forbid religions just because you don't like them. If you give me a good reason, we can talk. But as it is, freedom. He's allowed to be here until he does something illegal. I allow this preacher to profess his faith in my lands. Not just because you consider his faith rubbish. Jod is annoyed and mumbles something, but then waves his hand with a sigh. As you wish. New event, divine protection from poison. Support the High Priest's endeavors. Divine protection from poison. Odd. Alright, well, let's rest. Because we are all exhausted. What's the latest now with our kingdom? Okay, the High Priest seeks your advice. We've dealt with that. Success. The Baroness granted the advisor an audience. Yeah, we'll call that a success. So, support the High Priest's endeavors. We can't do because Jod is currently busy. Same with Divine protection from poison. Provides immunity to poison in the claimed regions. Interesting. So everywhere we own, we would be just fully immune to poison. Seems nice. Yeah, so we're just stuck waiting on Jihad to finish this. Which I would have thought it would be done already, given that things typically... I'm clicking on it again because now I'm questioning. Normally things are instantaneous because of that mod. So I'm wondering if something broke with that. Because usually you see it give the result basically right away, but then it still lingers around for a little while. This one's not giving me the immediate results, which is odd. But alright. What do we work on now? Is going to see Varn was the next thing that I had. Okay, no, you've still got the... Everything is still missing. Okay, nothing new there. I guess the Sweet Teeth are also still busy, right? Yeah, they're still working on weeding the gnarl marches. Okay. I mean, we can go back to Shania and figure out where the other one is hiding. I guess we have a couple of paths we can potentially go down. That probably just connects there. I don't know where this one goes. But that might go somewhere. I don't really want to cross this river because we've gotten wrecked by everything over here. Technically, this area is still unexplored. Maybe that's a thing to explore because it's right next door. There might be some sort of location there. Nope. Well, at least we're putting it on the map. Then yeah, I guess let's go see Shania. We can report back that Hassif
Time to get some rest, isn't it?
has responded poorly to her letter. Undead. Fun.
Will prevail.
Man, those bombs. Is that doing tons of damage? No, not really. He just happens to be the one finishing them all off. Jubilost is tired already. Yeah, I'm not sure I like how low con he is. He gets tired super fast.
Adventures can wait. We should gather our strength.
We'll rest when we get to town. Okay.
You're quite a rarity. A dwarf rejecting Torog. A dwarf unable to forge a nail. I wouldn't be surprised to hear you don't enjoy ale.
No, I sometimes do bend my elbow. But much less now than in my bad days, after I ran away from my home, knowing no purpose or where I should go. If I had a stronger will, perhaps I would forego drinking completely.
Alright, let's enter. We can report back about the letter.
I'm there.
I'm pleased to see you again, O worthy one. What brings you to me? Tell the truth. Hassif tore the letter into shreds, all while cursing your family. Or lie. Hassif was delighted to read your letter. I don't know enough about their situation to tell a lie and hope that it's going to turn out better, so we'll just give the truth. Hassif tore the letter into shreds, all the while cursing your family. Shania peers at you in surprise, but her melodious words come off her lips effortlessly. He wasn't pleased. How sad. This reminds me of a story that took place a long, long time ago. Please, let me enlighten you, O worthy one. Keep listening in silence. There once lived a mighty warrior by the name of Korkor. His mother was a white shark, and his father was the most lustful and most inventive of all mortals. Korkor inherited his fearlessness from his father, and from his mother his strength and thirst for blood. His skin was as white as milk, and his sharp, crooked teeth grew in 3 rows. There wasn't a warrior in the world who was stronger or more warlike, and he served the Maharaja loyally. That's a hard word. One day, Korkor defeated the poisonous dragon Sruvara, who turned rice fields into nauseating marshes. But Korkor did not notice the Sruvara had scraped his white skin with a talon. Infection entered the hero's body, and he grew weak. He lied down to rest and remained there for 1,000 years. Nothing could awaken him, even all the strife brought on by the fight with Kothagaz, the dance of disharmony. Once he finally awoke from his slumber, Korkor discovered that his homeland had been ravaged by this terrible attack, and he'd slept through the battle. Disgraced, he moaned and set off for a faraway gorge, where he would deliver his body to the scorpions, that they might eat his flesh and hide him from his shame. For 3 months, the scorpions ate his white skin and ruby flesh, but still the warrior endured. Even when he was eaten, Korkor did not die, for he was truly great. It was then that Bunda, the singing butcher, came to him. The immortal Rakshasa told him that great was Korkor's shame, but more shameful still would be to run from it like a coward, rather than atone for it. Korkor's spirits were rekindled. He arose, and through sheer force of will forged himself a new body out of iron. He accomplished many great deeds thereafter, and in the end he regained his position of honor and nobility. As you can see, both honor and disgrace may live in the same body, even though it may belong to a person of worth. Why then cannot my family's deeds be both honorable and disgraceful at the same time? Yes, my kinsmen have spilled much blood trying to destroy Hassif's family, but it was also they who first decided to seek out peace. I am grateful that I have been able to fulfill my duty no matter the price. Go now, O worthy one, for my heart has gained peace and my mind attained clarity, which is so important to a true master. Okay. Until we meet again, O worthy one. It shall happen sooner than you think, the perfect human has told me. Ensure that nothing distracts Shania. How do we do that? Shania has returned to her craft. Let's hope nothing gets in her way this time. And then we have Nazriel, which we don't know where you're at. But probably somewhere. I was going to say in one of these nearby ones, but I don't know that that's true. We can check which of the towns I built. Proposal for cooperation. 3 merchants from Absalom arrived in the region. They're ready to do business with the barony if their conditions are met. You can give it a shot. But yeah. And yeah, these aren't finishing right away. I wonder what went wrong there with that mod. Which town has Shania's... There we go, in Gnarlkeep. Wherever Gnarlkeep is. Is that here? Nope. Are you Gnarlkeep? Yes. No, wait, Shania is the one we were just dealing with. We're wanting Nazriel, Shambling Steps. Which looked like it was over here. Yes. So that's the other person we need to deal with. Okay. I could head down here to get there. Or maybe even go a bit of a longer way to fill in a bit more of the unknown map areas. Since I'm not on any sort of a clock, I'm fine with going a bit of a longer route. Secluded Lodge. Well, we can check that out while we're here. The Hunting Lodge of Dumra, a dwarven huntress who provides shelter to travelers. The harsh hostess avoids contact with the outside world, except for travelers seeking lodge or traders bringing food and supplies. Dumra's lodge sits on the border of the grassy Kamalands and the swampy Gnarl Marshes, both inhospitable lands, ready to swallow any unwary wanderers without a trace. We've been in a similar lodge before, and it did not turn out well for the people working there. A sturdy, dour-faced dwarf stands before you, hands on her hips. Despite the wrinkles on her face, she looks more than capable of handling herself. She eyes you up and down. First time here, is it? House rules are simple. Don't trouble the other guests, clean up your own mess, and don't cross me, or the sky'll be your roof. Name's Dumra. But don't call me if you need anything. Guests attend to themselves. What's this place? Can't you see for yourself, Dumra grumbles? A place where people can rest after the hunt, enjoy a tankard or two, and fill their gullet. The nearest tavern is far, you know. How long have you been living here? Dumra squints at you, searching your features. Many years now. I know the whole neighborhood, flatlands and the swamps. This place is rather secluded for a traveler's inn. It's not an inn. Dumra looks around the room. It's my home. I hunt for a living, and let other fellow hunters spend a night here, if they find themselves too far from a tract. What is the main hunter's prey in these parts? On the flatlands, they go for fox and deer, birds in the swamp. There's always a chance of running into something more dangerous, of course. Alright, well that's enough about your lodge. Need something else? Sure, can I see your wares? You do have a Torag's pendant, which we could buy for 400. I don't know how much we get from the storyteller? Sounds wrong to my ears, but I don't know. But sure, we'll buy that from you. I'd like to spend a night here. Dumra doesn't change her expression. 7 gold pieces. 7 gold pieces. I'm a ruler of these lands. Shouldn't I rest here without paying? It's fine. We'll pay for the room. Saving is impossible. Odd. I was kind of expecting maybe we'd have an event where people would suddenly turn into wild animals. Fire crackles, bringing comfort to weary travelers.
I did it, but to what avail?
This is Orastil's holy symbol above the fireplace, the god of the hunt. And family ties protect this place.
I do what I must.
The shelves contain a number of bottles with faded labels. It seems they've seen better days. It's a typo. It seems they've seen. Should be. Kind of crazy. This game's been out for so long and they never fixed that. But this is a bit off the beaten path. Tables piled with dirty dishes and cold leftover food. I'm just gonna help myself to all of your stuff. Hopefully that's totally fine and you don't mind.
I'm there.
Okay, that's everything in your back room. What do you have upstairs?
In due time.
You failed to pick the lock? Needed a 24 and you got a 20. That must have been a door downstairs. Yeah.
What's
Can I have
taking
someone else
so
try?
long?
Canary can't pick locks. Really? Well, that is a shame. Jubilost. Come on, man. DC 31. Also, I have no mods. That's why my mods aren't working. I have no mod menu. I was like, shouldn't I auto-succeed on all checks? I thought I had a mod for that. This is what the game's supposed to play like, and I hate it. Because the normal way to play would be to save, then try and roll, and if you failed, reload. And it's like, that sounds awful. Another save. Okay, that's everything here, and awkwardly no events or anything going on. I really thought there would be. But we've rested up for the night. So let's keep heading our way up here. See what troubles you have at your shop. Elder Air Elemental. I'm not certain about that. You can give it a shot. Okay, we've done decent damage to it. It's doing some damage to us. But really, it's not doing much to us. It's more annoying than harmful. And it's nearly dead already. Alright, well, cool. Dealt with that air elemental.
I'm there.
It's not you, it's... yeah, Nazriel. Heavily armed Nazriel eyes you suspiciously, but she sounds welcoming enough. Welcome. My Princess Sartane just finished unpacking, but I'm already up and running. All the better to serve you. You have one day to leave my domain. No. I heard the news that one of your assistants has gone missing. Nazriel winces and looks embarrassed. It's so humiliating that you learned of it. Something went wrong with my weapon. It was meant to be a gift for you, but Detail went crazy as he took it. He fell into a fury and ran off. If a faulty blade with my mark gets into someone else's hands, my reputation will be ruined. I beg you, Your Grace, help me. I don't think this idiot could have gone far. He may still be near the river. Bring me back the blade, and I will never let you down, I swear. The elven woman falls silent. She frowns, as if trying to remember something. Oh, but of course, please sure to save Detail, my other apprentice, if it's not too much trouble. I'd like to know more about you. What exactly would you like to know? Tell me about yourself. Nazriel looks at you suspiciously for a moment, and then nervously brushes her fingers through her hair. My weapons define me. I've been drawn to it since I was a child. I have over 300 blades at home, each of them special. I wanted to be a professional weaponsmith, so I learned the craft from the greatest masters of Kionin. Back then, my comrades in craft and we had a bit of a falling out. A few bastards dared to question my skill. I felt that I could only shed this burden outside of Kionin. And you know what? I swore then that I would prove that I'm head and shoulders above them. 2 of them paid the price even when I was working back home. They couldn't stand the competition and went bankrupt. That's where all my competition is headed. Tell me about your craft. Nazriel juts out her chin. My art. A mere craftsman would attach a piece of wood to a piece of iron and be happy with their work. That's not how I do it. I listen to a weapon. I talk to it. I spark its desire for blood and violence. This gives you 2 warriors in the battlefield, the soldier and their sword. Unless the sword makes the soldier go crazy, like apparently your apprentice. Of course, I pay close attention to detail. A sharper bevel will allow the blade to cut through flesh, not into it. Change the angle of the point, and the blade will pierce through armor like a stitching awl without sliding. I learned all this from weapons. You just need to be able to know what you're looking at. Tell me about your apprentices. The elven woman waves her hand angrily. The boneheads? Why would you care about them? It doesn't matter. I recruit apprentices for simple tasks. They sign my contracts, they obey me, and take full responsibility for any harm they suffer during service. One of them, Sartain, works in the smithy. The other, Detail, tests finished weapons and runs errands. Okay. I have to go. So your servant is by the river. Or your apprentice, rather. Bridge over the Gudrun River. Please don't be in the cave with a giant, super terrible dragon. Because that will not turn out well for me. Unless you use the super awesome Sword of Killing to take care of the dragon for me. And then left me all the loot. But I'm gonna guess that's not how that went. So you're supposed to be near the river. Do we know where? Well, there is loot there. But nothing is marking you specifically.
Don't hesitate.
So I'm just gonna go to the bridge, I suppose, and see if we see anything. And if not, then make our way to where that loot is and see if that's you. So far, not having any luck. Alright, let's head over to where this loot is hiding. And see if that's you. Nope. Just a random bit of loot I missed. Okay. Any further information? A gift crafted by Nazriel for the Baroness drove the servant crazy when he touched it. How wonderful. Now we have to hurry off to the river in the Kamelands to help the poor kid and bring the frightened item back to Nazriel.
Follow if you dare.
Yeah, where are you?
That was easy.
So we're not getting any sort of advice of where to go now that we're here, and it's a big area. And I'm really hoping he didn't go into the cave with the dragon. So I'm going to check everywhere else first. Because that dragon super wrecked us when we tried fighting it. Okay, nothing over here. Let's check this side. There's a camp here, but I think there were bandits there. I don't think that's going to be him. I guess let's check down here and then we'll swing up and around.
I'm there.
Yeah, those are the bandits we dealt with. We'll just loot all of you. You would think there would be some clue of where to go when we got here. Alright, I think I can safely say he's not on this side of the river. So we just have the whole other side of the river, the larger side of the river, to explore. Do I go to the cave first? As much as I hate the idea of he might be in the cave, since there's nothing else pointing me to go anywhere, and, you know, if you picked up a super killing focused sword
I'd do what I
and ran in a random direction, maybe that random direction would be towards the super dangerous cave full of death. Let's save before going in. Is he in here? Nope, but the dragon is. Craglenorm. Level 16 dragon. No evidence that the guy came in here, so I'm going to assume he did not. And we'll hold off probably for several more levels before we give another shot at that dragon. Because I don't even know if we managed to hit it before it killed us. Seriously, kid, where are you hiding?
In due time.
I feel like I've been fairly all over this map.
I'm there.
Yeah, we already went up there. I am confused.
Who will
Oh.
prevail?
Hi there, Detail. Found you.
A clever ploy.
Trying not to die right away. Wow, we saved you pretty fast. When he sees you, the elf crouches in fear, hiding something in his arms. Have you come to take it? No, it's mine. Leave me alone. A grimace of pain and madness has captured his face. It's far too valuable. You can't own it. I'm the only one who can. Do you hear me? I'm the only one who can protect it. Everybody else wants it to themselves, but I'm not giving it away. I've been hiding. I can hide from you too. Don't come closer. The elf is staring at you, froth dripping from his lips. Hey, there's a rogue behind your back. Toss it to me before he steals it. We can do this the easy way or the hard way, or diplomacy. I'm a friend, don't get me wrong, but that thing is playing tricks on your mind. You must give it to me. Who the hell are you, or just attack? Diplomacy. I'm a friend. The elf is beginning to understand. Yes, it's bad. Poisoned my mind. The elf throws the thing away fiercely. The tail returns to his senses and falls limply onto the ground. Good lord, it's finally over. The damn blade took my sanity. Oh, I never expected Mistress Nazriel could create such a monstrosity. Let her find herself another assistant. This cursed thing nearly cost me my life. Alright, well, we saved you. Nazriel's cursed sword. It's a bastard sword. Its weapon was supposed to cast fear on enemies, but for some unknown reason it poisoned the mind of its first owner. The curse has since lost its power, and the sword has now turned into an ordinary blade. Okay. Well, let's return to her with the sword. Let her know that her apprentice that she super doesn't care about is not coming back. Azrael's gazing at you, almost without blinking like an owl. How can I help you? Take this dangerous thing. Poison the mind of one of your assistants. The elven woman carefully takes the blade from your hands. She bows politely. There's honey in her voice. I'm terribly sorry. What an unbelievable failure. I would never have allowed a faulty blade to get into your hands. That's what we need quality control for, right? I promise you will receive your gift. Please, give me a little more time. I hope the items I send with Sartain will fend off boredom while you await the arrival of the true masterpiece. Okay, I have to go. Let's check in with the other smith here that we helped out. Anything from you? Your Grace decided to see how old Verisk is doing. I've set up nicely here. I forge armor and weapons for anyone who's got the coin. Though the fighters in these lands are weak, some can't even lift a normal axe. They cannot hold a candle to my sons. The half-orc grows grim. His voice becomes dull and soft. My eldest was a strong one. He could hit an ogre with a hammer so hard it would leave behind its teeth along with its boots. But they are gone, both the son and his hammer. For 12 generations, my family has owned this hammer. It's a relic, you could say. I wish I could fix it, but how and for whom? Tell me about yourself. What should I tell you? I have no idea. Ask me what you want to know. How did your family die? Brass grows grim, and his eyes start watering. I left my house, went to a tribe that had ordered weapons from me. As I got back to my house, I was ambushed. They'd hid in my own yard. I have no idea how I survived, but I saw the dead bodies of my wife and children with my own eyes. I had 4 lads, all of age, all carried weapons, 3 daughters too, and they knew how to fight. More of the scoundrels kept coming. I guess they'd tracked us down, waited to catch us by surprise. I guess I was lucky. They didn't kill me with the others. I fought them off and got lost in the woods. Walked for a long time without a road. Finally ended up here. You know the rest. But the gods didn't see a long life for those bandits. I heard they're all dead. Only their chief is still breathing, the fingerless witch. Tell me about your craft. There's nothing to tell. Barbarians think all good things must be sturdy, heavy, and big. Fragile and brittle things are no match for their strength. They have so much, and it begs to come out. Small and light things are easily lost in battle. A weapon must be sturdy, or a warrior might break it over the enemy's head, and armor must be even sturdier. It's a blacksmith. I figure needs to be like his armor, sturdy and strong. Brass shows you his huge fist and absurdly thick arms. And patient. Barbarians have trouble with this last one. That's why a master is so valuable. Where are you from? I was born in Belkzen. I had to take off when I was still a snot-nosed kid. Got in a fight with some bonehead, and I hit him. I mean, not the bonehead. I was aiming at him, but I hit the chief's son, and he suddenly went and died. I had to run away as far as I could, just to stay alive. So I ended up in Lastwall, an awful place. Anyone with orc blood is a misfit, which is fair enough. Orcs have killed so many of them. But I settled there, started my business, and a family. Okay, well, we'll talk later. As you say, we old people have nothing to do but tell stories. Come, I'll tell you one. I guess that's that. I don't know what we're going to do next time, but I think this is a good end of the episode. Next time, we'll find some other way to spend time as we wait for progression. Probably soon, our buildings we built will level up, or will complete being built, and that'll allow us to level up from a village to a town. And I'm thinking once we have a town for our capital, more things will start happening. At least that's my hope. But we'll see next time. For now, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.